Hugot, the bump, and the finish. Jumper is good. Lamar, basket and one. He has 6 points, but Laban knocks down the 3. Steal, Yam Bing, look out. William Bing throws it down. Laddie sees a gap and throws it down early. Sergio, what a putback jam! Oh my goodness! Puck 3.
Mga kaliga, the Cowboys are finally home! Live tayo ngayong Sabado dito sa Capital Arena as the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys defend home court against the Meycauayan Gems. Both coming from big wins, and tonight, face-to-face pa ang bagong dalawang North All-Star reserves in AJ Miranda and Art De La Cruz. The Gems looking to steal one for the road, and the Cowboys riding with the home crowd. Welcome to the showdown in Ilagan for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Puts it in just in the nick of time.
Hits it! I think that should have been a foul.
They will fire, count the basket, and one.
Backboard, Lord Maru gets the layup. On the back, on the side, with the crossover. Gets to the runner off the glass and in. Isabela from half court. Yes, sir! And winding down in the first, that will count.
Pro this year. Allen Mina gets the basket and 1 off the 3.
Opportunity, De La Red steps into a free. Mula. Just closer. The floater is up and in to beat the buzzer.
Part of the celebration of Ilagan's 14th cityhood anniversary is the homecoming of the Cowboys, and for sure the fans are thrilled to see them back in action. We are live from the Capital Arena in the corn capital of the Philippines, Ilagan City in Isabela, as we bring you our main attraction for tonight. And the Cowboys welcome in their former teammate who once led them here in this very same venue. AJ Miranda has been shining bright like a gem for the Meycauayan Gems, and they will take on his former teammate, his former partner in crime. Ito si Art De La Cruz, the King Cowboy, eyeing an important win in front of their home fans. Is this the showdown? A lot at stake in this North Division showdown. The Meycauayan Gems take on the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Magandang gabi mga kaliga. Ken Pangilinan kasama si Coach Mike Perez. At courtside we have Miss Lyra Punsalan. Coach Mike, magandang pabaw nito, no, para sa mga taga-Ilagan celebrating their 14th cityhood here in the city. But this is a tough test going up against Meycauayan Marilao.
Well, very important for the Cowboys, getting the home crowd behind them in this very important game today, and we'll see how this turns out for the host team.
Hello sa lahat na nanonood sa atin live on our official Mpbl YouTube channel, On Tap Sports and Solar Sports. Silipin natin, mabilis lang, no, yung ating team standing, especially with the Pasay Voyagers losing out earlier against Rizal. They fall down to number 6. And yung pinag-aagaw na number 4 spot currently held by Ilagan, pretty much in jeopardy going up against Mecauayan.
Well, long story short, kung sino mananalo dito, siya makakakuha ng number 4. Ano? And I think a win by Ilagan here is going to be very important, especially as they play in the home crowd. And if they, in the event that they lose, they will be sliding all the way down to number 6. And you wouldn't want to happen in that situation. I'm sure both teams are going to be competing hard for that spot number 4 in their division.
And Lyra touched on it earlier in her intro, how both of these teams are pretty much stacked in terms of their lineup. Parehong very balanced. But when you look at the numbers, how do you see these two teams match up against each other, Coach Mike?
Well, these are two teams that are actually, you know, pagdating sa point scored and defensively, halos magkapareho lang yan, magkadikit lang yan. Mecauayan really is more of a three-point shooting team that is very efficient only because they run their half-court set very well. However, Ilagan is first when it comes to trips to the free throw line. Almost a good close to 20% of the shot attempts have really resulted to, you know, shot makes inside the free throw line only because they get inside the paint and they get fouled a lot. But one thing that we can assure you is that this game is going to be more of a half-court set, as both teams, when it comes to fast break points, are not really highly rated. They're down in the below bottom 5, I think, in the rankings. And so this shows you that this game is going to be very methodical. This is going to be a test of a lot of patience and execution for both the Cowboys and the Gems.
And now we shift our focus to our player matchup. Two former teammates now will be adversaries, at least for tonight. They will be teammates once again in the All-Star game, being named reserves in the North All-Star. Ito si AJ Miranda para sa Meycauayan Marilao and Art De La Cruz for the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys.
And then previous to tonight's matchup, we were actually looking forward for this, two players that we talked about. Minutes, maybe a little bit advantage for AJ Miranda because really for the most part he's been playing point guard. How are they used on the offensive end? You see that on the usage rate, almost very the same. But when you talk about rebounds, it's always going to be Art De La Cruz. He's almost a double-double player. He gets to the line a lot because he operates inside the paint. Samantalang ito naman si AJ Miranda, like what we said, really more of a point guard, looking to dish and looking to score.
At silang dalawa nakaabang kasama si Lyra Punsalan.
Maraming salamat Ken and Coach Mike. I'm now with AJ Miranda of Meycauayan and Art De La Cruz of Ilagan. AJ, first of all, syempre congratulations sa pagiging North All-Star Reserve mo. Ano ang halaga ng recognition na ito para sa'yo, especially with the amazing season that you're having?
Siguro nagdagdag lang to ng kumpiyansa sa akin, lalo going to playoffs. Siguro isa rin sa magpapatibay sa akin yun.
And you and itong si Kuya Arth mo, both putting almost very similar numbers this season. At bilang familiar nga kayo sa isa't isa, ano ang tingin mong magiging biggest challenge sa pagharap mo sa isang versatile player na katulad niya?
Siyempre si Kuya Art, hindi naman may stop yan ng isang tao eh. So siguro team effort yung kailangan namin para may stop si Kuya Art. Pero siyempre hindi naman, alam ko na yung sistema nila eh. So hindi naman si Coach Luna gaano ng kay Kuya Art lang eh. So buong team yun. So paghihirapan namin yun. Yes.
Maraming salamat AJ Miranda of Meycauayan. And now, Arth, congratulations din sa pagiging North All-Star Reserve mo. Gaano ka-special na matanggap ang recognition na to? And syempre na umuwi ka ngayon at maglaro dito sa inyong home crowd.
Napakasaya and honor na makauwi at maka-represent ang Ilagan sa All-Star. Yun nga, binabati ko ang mga taga-Ilagan ng Happy Anniversary Cityhood. Saka araw ng Ilagan, thank you Mayor Jade Diaz na nagdala sa amin dito. Inalagaan kami throughout the stay namin. Inaalay namin yung laro na to sa mga taga-Ilagaños.
And going back to AGEM, syempre isa ito sa mga dynamic guard sa liga talaga. Mataas din ang usage niya. Defensively, paano nyo pipigilan ang Meycauayan sa harap ng home crowd ninyo?
Yun nga, sabi nga ni Jem, system-based. Mahaba ang preparation namin. Nilatag lahat ng coaches yung kung ano man ang dapat namin gawin. Wala na kaming dapat excuse para lang as a player na dahilan para matalo sa laban namin.
And last one, Art, mensahe para sa mga taga-suporta nyo dito sa Ilagan.
Mga taga-Ilagan nyo, araw ng Ilagan ngayon, sana suportahan nyo kami at throughout the game. Para sa inyong laban na to.
Maraming salamat, Arth De La Cruz of the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Miguel Perey, take it away.
Let us now meet the starters. Introducing first for Meycauayan Marilao Gems. Starting at guard number 0, MJ De La Virgen. Also at guard number 28, Bing Cervantes. At center number 25, Miles Cañal. Forward number 14, Jason Apolonio. Also at forward number 15, Flex Abrecu. The head coach for Meycauayan Marilao Gems is Jonathan Banal. Assistant coaches, Dexter Rosales, Isaiah Banal, Nate Santos, Kian Karatay, and Francis Amores. Team manager, Kaiser Galvez. The team owners are Aya Saicon and Marilao Mayor Attorney Jem C. And now, mga kaliga, get on your feet! Because it's time to meet your Ilagan Isabela 5-star Cowboys! Number 1, Kyle Paranada. Number 16, Barkley Eponya. Number 25, MJ Ayay. Number 15, the Barbarian, Alan Santos. Number 41, J-Boy Solis. Number 20, from Barangay Alibago, Ilagan City, Royd Agarao. From Barangay San Vicente, Ilagan City, number 9, Prince Rivero. From District 1, Gamu, Isabela, number 7, JP Kawilan. From Meycauayan Isabela, number 5, the Crunchman, Alex Cabagnot. From Barangay Alingingan, the 2nd, Ilagan City, number 2, Don Gumaru. Let us now meet the starters. Number 22, Edgar Chino Mosqueda. At center, number 8, Robbie Celis. Power forward, number 18, Art De La Cruz. At small forward, number 3, from Meycauayan Isabela, TJ Felebrico. And the other forward, number 29, from Ilagan Isabela, Alan Mina. The head coach for the Cowboys is Louis Gonzalez. Assistant coaches Mixon Ramos, Eric De La Cuesta, Hans Robles, at the Tacorda, Alex Cadueng. Coaching consultant Glenn Capaccio. Team managers Vice Mayor James Diaz, board member EJ Diaz and Georgie Fournier. Team governors Ricky Lagui and Joey Fournier. The team owners Arteo Diaz, Governor Rodito Albano, and Mayor J. Diaz. Referees for this ball game.
Starting 5 brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the Mpbl. Meycauayan Gems with a backcourt of MJ De La Virgen, Bing Cervantes up front, Miles Cañal, Jason Apolonio, and Felix Aprecu. Para naman sa home team, the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys, Chino Mosqueda, TJ Felebrico, Rob Celis, Art De La Cruz, and Allen Mina. Game officials, Jerry Gabriel, Efren Aganan, John Dave Jaramillo. Fourth referee ready to sub in is Edgar Orpilla. All right, a lot at stake in this North Division showdown. Ilagan Isabela sitting at that number 4 spot, which means home court advantage in the first round. And judging from the turnout of the fans here, yun ang nais na gustong makuha ng Cowboys at the end of the elimination round, Coach Mike.
And what a way to start, this game with the officials being there and a lot of promise, and you like the message that's been said. Ang dami ng pangarap pero ngayon natupad nila. And I think, staying at number 4 is also going to be one of them here short term para dito sa Cowboys in this game.
De La Cruz against Cañal, 6 on their shot clock. Gets the step, can't finish. Cañal the rebound.
Well, you immediately kind of have that feeling that this is going to be a half-court set kind of game, because both these teams would love to run their sets, find where they have advantage.
Apolonio using that size advantage over Felebrico scores the first basket for Meycauayan Marilao.
And Apolonio alongside AJ Miranda and Sean Arrende have been the top 3 gun scoring for dito sa Gems. And so you get him on the post, you gotta be ready to defend.
De La Cruz at the elbow, back to Allen Mina, puts it up, can't get that one to fall. Bumagsak si Chino Mosqueda at si MJ De La Virgen. A foul will be called on MJ.
Parehong veteranong guardia na yan. Ito si MJ De La Virgen tsaka si Chino Mosqueda. And Chino, of course, coming in trade with Oter Gabayni. Gabayni goes to Zamboanga, and Chino, gives the Cowboys the needed point guard spot, help that they need.
De La Cruz, cut off by Cañal. Free throws will be given. Cañal will pick up a foul.
Yeah, like what we said earlier, when it comes to trips to the free throw line, almost a good 40% of the shot attempts. In time, you got birthday boy right there.
Isang linggo na nagse-celebrate ng birthday
nga
si Richard Reyes. Happy birthday sa iyo, Richard. Kasama namin dito sa Mpbl. Art De La Cruz, niluwa yung kanya unang free throw. Last time that the Cowboys played here, it was where Art got injured in that play-in game against Bataan. Di na siya nakalago in the playoffs against Abra. So it has to feel good for him to return home. And I'm pretty sure he wants to put up a big performance tonight in front of their home fans.
No, without a doubt. No, Art's gonna bring everything to get a home win for the Cowboys.
Apolonio, tumira sa 3. Off target, Bing Cervantes nakuha yung rebound. Tinamaan si Miles Canyal. And he will shoot 2 shots after getting fouled.
And itong Marilao Gems, Meycauayan Marilao Gems are actually 7th when it comes to 3-point attempts. And so, hindi ka na magugulat na tinira ni Jason Apolonio yun because he understands, defense goes under, you gotta take it. And more importantly, you're sending a big man when he got that possession over inside the paint as he got fouled na si Miles Canyal.
MoneyPay, the digital wallet built for the community. Important to note for both teams, they activated a player for their respective squads. The Cowboys are expecting to see Markley Ebonia make his debut here at home, while for Meycauayan Marilao, in uniform is Nat Cosejo, a former EAC general.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. I feel, that's going to be a foul, and I feel Nat is going to be in there really not just for scoring, but more on the defensive end because he's been known to try and defend against, big scoring wingmen of their opponents. See Coach Tantan Badal and Coach Louis Gonzalez manning Mecauayan and Ilagan respectively.
Little over 2 minutes gone by in the first period. Mecauayan ang abante 4-1. Apolonio really using his size early, imposing his will down low. He has drawn up a couple of fouls already.
So more importantly, yung hunt dun sa mga matchups, where you have an advantage. And that clearly has been the priority in the early goings for the Gems.
3-second violation against Jason Apolonio. Got parked in the lane too long.
Now he's been having this back and forth with Alan Mina in the early goings here in the first quarter.
Chino Mosqueda acquired during the window in exchange for Joseph Gabayni from Zamboanga. Safe to say both the teams involved in that trade benefited. Gabayni giving Zamboanga presence in the paint, Mosqueda the stability in the backcourt for the Cowboys. Apolonio getting a lot of usage early. Lost it. Cowboys look to run. Good pass. Felebrico gives them the first basket of the ball game. From Ilagan Isabela, making his presence felt.
The importance of a big man having that vision to see cutters on the weak side. That is Art de la Cruz. And then whenever you have him as a teammate, you just really got to run to open space.
Cervantes tumira sa 3. Lagpas yung kanyang tira. De la Cruz to Robbie Celis. Back to Art. Back to Celis.
We're gonna review this.
Si Canyal yung tinawagan. Patingin ko lang si Isabela Governor Rodito Albano, Ilagan Mayor Jade Diaz, Ilagan Vice Mayor Jave Diaz. Happy birthday to Boss J.O. Diaz, and thank you to Sir Ricky Lugi from the City General Services offices. So they were the ones who were responsible for hosting this home game of the Cowboys. Shoutout ko na rin si Boss Sedelf, who unfortunately could not make the trip here to Ilagan.
Also to Boss Kaiser Galvez, who wanted to join his team. Compete here, pero yun nga, na-cancel yung flights. And we pray for everyone down in the city, in Manila, to be safe. We hear na malakas ang ulan dyan, so
kaya nga Grabe.
Everybody keeps safe, yeah.
Sa amin daw, baha na sa Kainta. But we do hope that you stay safe and dry while watching this nice matchup between these two squads. Suddenly, a 6-0 run by the Cowboys. Now up by 3, 7-4.
And you like that quick decision to go left side and then attack. Ito, bungguan na naman. This time it's a travel called on Apolonio. Apolonio's been involved in almost every offensive set there is. I think this is going to be his third turnover on that space run. Allen Mina, strong drive, nice drop.
Celes, short. Apolonio the rebound. De La Virgen will stretch. Layup does not go in. The pitch ahead, intercepted by Jason Apolonio. Pass of Argente deflected. Meycauayan Marilao, one of the top teams in terms of taking care of the ball. Actually, the top team in that department. 11.3. Just 11.3 turnovers per ball game.
Well, only because they've been very deliberate talaga sa mga half-court sets nila. And that I think is the special thing about itong Marilao Meycauayan Gems. That miss right there.
Nakuha ni Felebrico yung rebound. Ayaay. Sidestep. Can't finish. De La Cruz there to stick it back in.
You're getting your money's worth with Art De La Cruz right now. Assisting, rebounding, getting involved. Highly active very early in this game.
Pasturan to Sean Argente.
Brings two on the ball. Nice pass.
Good pass inside. Serrano diving down low and stops the drought for Meycauayan. Past the halfway point of the first period. De La Cruz, bounce pass inside. Ayaay will lay it in.
How about those reads by Art De La Cruz? He's got 3 assists already in this game. Well done, nice backdoor.
Pasturan swings it over to Jeric Serrano. Mintes yung kanyang tres. Another rebound by De La Cruz.
Same play.
Mirror image yung nangyari the previous possession.
Good spirits si Coach Luis Gonzalez as the Cowboys finally play their first home game of the season here in Ilagan. The primary goal is always to get the job done and get as many wins, he said. Pero extra special daw tonight in front of the home crowd. Kadikit nila sa standings ang Meycauayan, but their added motivation is dedicating this game to their people, managers, and team owner Jayo Diaz, who celebrated his birthday last August 5. For Coach Luis, finally seeing the Cowboys click is all about trusting the process. Hindi raw ito overnight. Ang malaking difference ngayon, everyone is willing to sacrifice, play unselfishly, and keep their egos down. And as a long-time scouting coach, hands-on pa rin siya sa pag-aral ng opponents while keeping his own team unpredictable. I push them to have their individual arsenal and for those arsenals to complement collectively, he said. Different weapons, one system, and tonight they get to showcase it at home. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lyra. And that's always been their mantra. Kahit anong mangyari, hindi sarili, kundi sistema. And it hasn't been an easy journey for Ilagan Isabela this season. But they have found their stride, winning 7 of their last 9 games after a 4-game losing skid. AJ Miranda hit a jumper earlier, the former Ilagan Isabela Cowboy. By the way, these two teams met in the preseason. Meycauayan was still Muntinlupa back then. That was the very last preseason game of both of those squads. And that went down the wire. And AJ Miranda scored the last 6 points for Muntinlupa at that time, including that game-winning jumper to seal the victory for them over Ilagan Isabela. And that was roughly 5 months ago. A lot has changed since then. AJ Miranda has come off the bench for the majority of the stretch for Meycauayan Marilao. LGR, the official outfitter of the Mpbl. And AJ, when he played for Ilagan Isabela last season, he came during the window. So hindi siya nag-start with them. It's a stark contrast to what he is experiencing right now with Meycauayan, where pre-season pa lang and start of the regular season nandyan na siya. But he was a key piece, especially when Art de la Cruz went down during the playoffs for Ilagan Isabela last year.
Well, speaking of Meycauayan, dami rin naman talagang nangyari na over the past 5 months. I feel that chemistry has definitely developed. I mean, guys have already embraced the system that they are using right now. With Coach Tantan Banal, defense has definitely intensified. At that time, we see Art de la Cruz scoring off a good off-ball movement. And the role of A.J. Miranda being really more of a point guard and a facilitator in this system, Coach Tantan Banal. If he's needed to score, he's going to go at the attack. And if not, he's going to find open teammates for them to find a way to score.
Meycauayan Marilao trailing by 6. Pasturan can finish over the top against Kyle Paranada. Paranada takes the free. It rattles out. Bumagsak si Robbie Celis. At may foul laban sa Meycauayan Marilao.
You know, they're finding a way to play alongside each other, and I'd like to think that eventually they will peak at the right time.
And it is probably the first time that they have started together in the front court. Nagpahinga muna si Art de la Cruz. Nasa loob na si Prince Rivero, a proud native of Ilagan Isabela. Pasturan. Now it's with AJ Miranda, guarded by MJ Ayaay. Serrano. Bounce pass to AJ. 5 on their shot clock.
Switch.
Miranda doesn't get the whistle, falls down on the floor. 3-on-2 fast break. Gumaru to Prince Rivero. Gumaru will set the table for Ilagan Isabela. Celis at the elbow. Takes it against Jeric Serrano. Miranda. Pass to Pasturan. Argente hasn't really taken a shot in this ball game. And a foul will be called on the Cowboys.
Well, the last 3 sets of Mecauayan have really been limited to one-on-one situations when the handler or the guy with the ball is the one who finds a way to try and attack a defender. We have not seen so much of that off-ball, man movement and ball movement that we've seen them execute very well here early in the season.
Jimboy hits the first free throw. Jeric Serrano also on the floor, as well as Josh Giab, the former Ilagan Isabela Cowboy. This free throw brought to you by Extreme, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Those 3 guys together with the backcourt of AJ Miranda and Sean Argente.
Kumbaga parang small ball ito para kay Coach Tantan Banal. Wanting to, you know, move the ball faster, try to get to open floor, and get to open spaces.
J-Boy, top of the key, puts it off the dribble. Draws a foul. The Cowboys back at the line, where they are number 1 in terms of free throw makes. Not Coseo. Announcing his entry for the Meycauayan Marilao Gems. Solis mintes yung unang free throw.
J-Boy, who averages roughly close to 20 minutes, roughly about 7 points per game, and good maybe 5 or 6 rebounds per game. It's really in there, much like an Art de la Cruz that can score, rebounds, and assist. And he's been a solid guy on that other spot for Coach Louie Gonzalez.
66 seconds left sa ating first quarter. Giab, pinasa kay Sean Argente. Photog out that free. Cosejo. Baseline jumper from Josh Giab. No good. Foul will be called on Meycauayan Marilao. They are in penalty.
And this is going to be that typical kind of game where it's a slow grind, half-court set. Very rarely will you see fast breaks. I think the only couple of fast breaks that we've seen so far were those quick feeds by Art de la Cruz to the baseline drive and that pass over to DJ Falebrico. But everything else, every other execution has really been more of half-court set.
Kyle Paranada, who once exploded for 29 points in 20 minutes against Bulacan in a game where they trailed but still managed to fight back and pull off a victory. Niluwa yung kanyang pangalawang free throw. Rebound, Josh Giap.
I still say Kyle Paranada's best game was that game against Batangas, where he came off the bench, provided a lot of energy in a very close game. Sean Argente missing a three.
Speaking of providing energy, Josh Giap reminding the home fans what they're missing.
Last season, pinapalakpakan nila.
Paranada, walang mapuntahan. Pinasa sa labas. Prince Rivero, tumira sa tres. Miranda, nakuha yung rebound. Nagmamadali ang Meycauayan Marilao. A-Gem, a lot of contact. Prince Rivero gives up a foul.
And that is what they want to do now, itong Mecauayan, because you don't want that half-court set to be a defense to be set up. You wanna, in the very early goings, try and see if you can run a fast break na hindi pa nakaset up yung depensa.
A-Gem Miranda, averaging a little over 14 points per ball game. Sorry, 16.4 points per ball game. Last year, when he was with Ilagan Isabela, averaged 12.3 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Yung assist ang magugulat kayo, kay AJ Miranda, because you'd like to think MJ de la Virgen is going to be the primary point guard, but Coach Tantan Banal has really used AJ Miranda as the point guard with Sean Argente coming off the wing. Good spray by Kyle.
Ayaay for free. Book it. And someone committed a foul on the side of the Gems away from the basketball. Bumagsak si Prince Rivero.
Yeah, and I like that play by Kyle Paranada. Trying to get the ball middle of the floor.
For Meycauayan Marilao, because that free counts and then 2 free throws given to Prince Rivero.
Which is really a foul away from the ball. And that's why he's given 2 free throws here.
Basically born and raised here. Coach Pao Rivero is here. Ang dami sa kanila like sila JP Kawilan. Laking tulong ni Coach Pao kaya sila nakarating sa Manila. Mintis yung pangalawa ni Prince. The heave from AJ Miranda will not go in. That concludes the first quarter. Quite a battle in the first 10 minutes of game action. Second quarter underway. Cowboys are in command. Ken Pangalinan kasama si Coach Mike Perez and Lyra Punsalan. First home game of the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Rivero back to Don Gumaru. 6 on their shot clock. Solis shoots over Josh Giab. Offensive rebound ending up with MJ Ayaay. Paranada. Solis pulls the trigger and puts it in against AJ Miranda.
Boy, twice we've seen already Kyle Paranada very quick to a decision to find an open teammate. This time on that short corner over for J-Boy to finish that medium range. Jesper's down on the floor.
Miranda off the mark. Gumaru, who received the loudest cheers during the player introductions.
Oh. He's definitely loved here in Ilagan. Lalo na nung pagdating niya dito last season, you could feel the energy of how they are supporting their very own Don Gumaru.
JP Kawilan, this is his very first home game as an Ilagan Isabela Cowboy. Subs in for MJ Ayaay.
Si JP ang importante in my opinion in terms of scoring wise. Defensively, without a doubt, kailangan siya. But his three-point shooting has been the difference in their wins. In a lot of their wins. And so for him to make their shots going to be very important for Ilagan Cowboys.
A second remaining on the shot clock. Solis released it in time, but not close on that shot.
Again, another good defensive stop by the Gems.
Miranda puts it up. No good. Consejo gives him another possession. Wala din yung kanyang one-hander. JP Kawilan gets the rebound.
Prince is hurt.
Holding on to his right knee. He just came off an injury. So hopefully nothing serious.
And the moment na nangyari yung contact, he immediately went down. And again, inahawakan niya yung bandang kanan tuhod niya. That's what he's complaining.
Now being helped by his teammates. So we'll probably hear an update from Lyra on his status. To si Prince, look of concern obviously. Cowboys though up by 8. 23-15. Coach Paolo Rivero there, look of concern. Josh Giab, tinawagan ng foul.
Not a good foul given up by Josh Giab. Art de la Cruz was sobrang layo ni Art. No? He's not gonna do anything in there. He's not put the ball down on the floor. Kaka-receive pa lang niya. You gotta stick close with him, but you know, not really to foul him on the catch.
Ilagan Isabela threatening to go up by double figures. Gumaro is free after Argente fell down. Doesn't get the friendly bounce, but the putback goes through for JP Kawilan.
Yan ay sinasabi natin na iba pa ang pwedeng i-contribute ni JP Kawilan. He's got good length, you know, to be able to stick back offensive rebounds, and that one he got it. Good roll, good shot.
Consejo gets his first basket as a Meycauayan Gem. Solis hands it off to Don Gumaro. Still can't find the mark. Nagmamadali si Robbie Naive. Sidestep, lays it in with his left.
Wow, Robbie Naive being the difference maker right now for Mecauayan. So far, Art de la Cruz and AJ Miranda leading all scorers right now with 5 apiece. And it's really been, you know, the defense that's forcing uncomfortable shots for both these teams. Pero napakaganda nung ball distribution for the Ilagan Cowboys. That's pretty much what gave them that lead.
Gumaro gives it up to Paranada. Celes is back in together with Art de la Cruz on the front court and JP Kawilan. 5 on the shot clock. Where's this offense going for the Cowboys? One-legged jumper by Celes. And the rebound ends up with Sean Argente.
Ganda ng depensa ng Marilao doon, closing every option. Meantime, Sean trying to attack, and he gets fouled.
Hasn't been much involved in the offense so far, si Sean Argente.
At saka bihira mo makita si Sean Argente na, you know, nagke-create ng shot para sa sarili niya. Normally, lumalabas siya of pin downs, of corner exits, take shots from 3. But with the defense set up, rarely do you see him try and create and make space for him to make a shot.
ManiPay, the digital wallet built for the community. As lethal as he is shooting from 3-point distance, it's been a struggle a bit from the line this season. Just 74.4%, missing his first. Gets the back end of his free throws.
Saka so far, ang major contribution talaga ni Sean Argente is more on the shot making. Lalo na in crunch time, when you need a clutch basket, he's always been delivering. Oh, bad pass.
Hindi nakatingin si JP Cawilan. Wasn't ready to receive it.
I thought JP Cawilan was thinking pa-drift pa corner, you know?
Patrick Ramos now on the floor. Naive. Can't finish. Celis nakuha yung rebound. Naghanap ng papasahan. Mosqueda.
Just in time.
Hand off to JP Cawilan. Off the dribble. Blocked by Felix Aprecu.
Another good defensive stop by the Gems, making it very uncomfortable for them to come up with anything, forcing them to the left, and then JP with that right hand finish with the defender right in front.
7 seconds a shot clock. Celis sees it, posting up that Cosejo. Jumper off the back iron. Meycauayan Marilao looking to run. Argente doesn't force up the shot. Instead, he drives. Lefty finish won't work. Put back attempt by Aprecu. Earns him 2 free throws after getting fouled.
Well, after that mission, Argente tingin kagad sa bench nila. Nag-apologize kagad because he knew on the catch he already had that shot. But, you know, went in there, finished with the left hand, and Flex Aprecu was there to finish it, to clean up that miss. In so doing, he got fouled and now he's on the line.
MJAI, who had 7 points, comes back into the ball game, replacing JP Cawilan. Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Itong si Flex ang isa sa mga silent contributor for Coach Tantan Banal. Not getting so much in terms of scoring, but you know, the hustle plays, the non-stat things that he's done for the team has really helped out the Gems.
And to your point, mintis parehong free throw. Bola babalik sa Ilagan.
Mecauayan still in a good place. No, you're down only 5. You know, halfway point through the second quarter. You got a lot of time. Only got to be better in terms of execution. Your defense has been holding up, at least here in the second.
Kaya ay may tangan ng bola. Nasa ay Robbie Celis. And a lot has been said dito sa pagpasok ni Robbie Celis, no? Because some would say he and Art De La Cruz play the same way. Now they're starting together in the front court, and somehow they have made it work. Ngayon, they're starting together. Pwede ring argument, undersized sila at the 4 and 5. But since this lineup change, MJ Ayaay, basket underneath. Meron na siyang 9 puntos.
Well, in one way, yung kombinasyon na yan ni Rob Celis tsaka ni Art De La Cruz, if they are gonna keep running half-court sets, that is going to complement them. And only because those two guys have been, you know, very crafty in finishes. As you see, Robbie Naive once again. And I've always thought of Robbie Naive as a guy that brings that contribution off the bench, trying to stabilize things for Coach Tantan and the Gems. And he's doing that once again here against the Cowboys.
Past the halfway point of the second quarter. Pumihit si Art De La Cruz, walang mapuntahan. Ayaay masigip. De La Cruz hits the jumper from the left elbow. Ramos will push. Almost got away with a traveling violation.
Oo. Yun ang gusto nilang gawin eh. Punta ka sa left side. Saka ka nila babarahan. Robbie Naive will miss.
That was halfway down. Oh, sakto yung pasa ni MJ Ayaay, locating Art De La Cruz underneath.
Art, MJ, Rob Celis, Sino Mosqueda, very capable of throwing those long passes to open teammates. And either one of them can also be that guy that receives it in an open floor. Sean now working. Oh my. Tough day at the office for Sean.
Yeah, the coach's challenge by Ilagan. Will be right back for the result.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul, resulting in a jump ball.
Successful challenge by Coach Louie Gonzalez. Jump ball at center court. Tip won by Meycauayan Marilao. They need a spark here, down by 9. Under 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Miranda is back in. Matched up against Allen Mina.
There's that movement.
Apolonio can't sink in the 3. Foul against Felix Apreco.
Well, Art de la Cruz did a good thing of helping out, selling that foul by Apreco. There definitely was a push, but trying to exaggerate that, it caught the attention.
Let's check in with Lyra Punsalan.
Meycauayan welcomes another weapon tonight in Nat Cosejo, formerly of the Pangasinan Heatwaves, joining a gem squad that Coach Tantan Banal says is finally starting to click. Kitang-kita yun against Parañaque. 26 assists on 32 made field goals, a reflection of the unselfish and fluid basketball na tinatrabaho daw nila. At matapos ang napakahabang biyahe dito papuntang Ilagan, sabi ni Coach Tan, hindi pwedeng mag-relax syempre. Mas importante pa dahil magkadikit ang dalawang teams at naglalaban for the 4th and 5th spots in the North. Marami pa raw silang natutunan from their games against Bataan, Pasay, Pasig. But what he's most proud of is what the Gems are never giving up on the process of learning and adjusting. Extra motivation din tonight. They're also dedicating this game to assistant coach Kian Karatay, who celebrates his birthday today. Newbies, better chemistry, and plenty to play for. The Gems are hoping to make the long trip worth it. And injury update for Prince Rivero of the Gems. Overextended ang right knee. Iko-cold compress daw at imo-monitor pa kung makakabalik siya mamaya. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra, for that update. Prince Rivero injured his right knee earlier on his own. Paglan niya, no?
Yeah.
Alex Cabagnot also not suited up today to play. But it hasn't been a problem so far. Ilagan Isabela, their biggest lead, now at 11. Good pass inside. Miranda off the glass and in.
Well, AJ Miranda's been the consistent scorer so far para dito sa Gems. Meantime, Rob Celis earlier already got his first field goal after numerous attempts. Another 3 by Ayay. This time he will miss.
Natapik ni Celis. Malakas lang yung kanyang putback attempt.
They're gonna need floor spacers now if you're the Gem.
Ajim drives.
Oh.
Can't finish. He was right there at the cup.
Well, gotta give credit to the defense of the Cowboys. Really making their shooters outside think otherwise. Konting stunt lang ni Ayay kanina. Tigil na agad. They had to put the ball on the floor again, just like Sean Argente earlier. And then if you're making your threes on your end of the floor, that's exactly what you want to happen.
Allen Mina shooting the ball really well the past 3 games. 70.8% from the field. 15 points per ball game during that stretch. That 3 opens up a 12-point lead. Sidestep, Patrick Ramos, awkward-looking finish.
Oh, he might have gotten away with the travel there. Well, the good thing is he was able to finish amidst that defense.
Maranada to MJ Ayay. Dumps it down low to Art de la Cruz. Lost control of the ball, turns it over.
Gusto niya malibre si Allen Mina, and Allen Mina definitely had to take that shot. Thankfully, he made it.
Barkley Ebonia now in the ball game for the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. The one with a headband in the paint.
Well, his addition is going to be a big help inside the paint.
Had to close out on Apolonio. He misses. Offensive rebound.
Oh, wow.
AJ Miranda counted plus the foul.
Oh, AJ Miranda, he's got 8 points on a 3 of 8 shooting. And natin takin sa loob.
Just looking to impose his will. 10 points for AJ Miranda. And cutting the lead down to 7. 40.6 seconds left in the first half. Timeout Ilagan Isabela. Hello to Vice Mayor Jave Diaz.
Happy birthday, sir. And always an Ilagan experience, napakaganda. Lalo na very warm itong mga taga-Ilagan, and they definitely love their basketball.
30 seconds left. Don Gumaru on the right flank. Celis working on Felix Apreco. Off the glass and in. Like a surgeon down low. Celis with his 6-point.
One of the best with his back to the basket na atake ito si Rob Celis.
5 seconds. Miranda can't finish. Gumaru has time from half court. Almost got it in. And the first half concludes. The Cowboys pretty much in control after trailing early. They will enjoy the half with this 9-point lead here at the Capital Arena, where the fans have flocked in full support and in celebration for their 14th cityhood anniversary. 38-29 Ilagan with this advantage over Meycauayan at halftime.
25 points have come from the bench. It means that you only got 4 points from your starters. MJ had no points. Apolonio had 2. Apreco did not score. Cervantes did not. And Miles Cañal only had 2 points from the free throw line.
At yun yung naging first 4 points sa laro ito ng Mecauayan.
Yes.
He came off from itong si Jason Apolonio at Miles Cañal. The rest of the way, wala na silang nakuha production from the starters.
Tsaka they've gotten multiple shot attempts from threes that did not go in. They also had very good looks that they did not take, only because the defense kept rotating out to shooters for these Cowboys.
Apreco back at the line. He missed a couple earlier. They have Felix Apreco, Josh Giab, Jason Apolonio, MJ De La Virgen, and AJ Miranda. Manny Pay, the digital wallet built for the community.
Batiin lang natin, Ken, si Coach Mike Sagigit, who is watching this game intently dahil siyempre may implications din sa kanya yung mga larong ganito eh. And yung Bataan's been doing their own thing there, and definitely still got a good chance to try and get in the playoffs.
Came close to beating Abra the other day.
That's right. Sayang yung 3 attempt in the corner, no, ni Miggy.
Saka yung Preston ni Hubert Cani.
Hubert Cani, that's right.
Which could have given them the lead. Art De La Cruz with a semi-hook. He is now up to 11 points. 11 na rin ang lamang ng Ilagan Isabela.
Well, I felt that game really boiled down to that last possession. Spacing, ika nga, between Hubert Cani and Miggy Corteza. Well, Miggy had to take that shot. Pero itong Meycauayan definitely, gotta get more energy here in the third quarter. If you go back to that first game na nag-recover yung Rizal, no? Ang ganda ng start ng third quarter. I think the same thing has to be done here by Meycauayan.
Kyle Paranada, TJ Felebrico, Robbie Celis, Art De La Cruz, and Chino Mosqueda together for the Cowboys. Bumagsak si Robbie Celis. He will draw a foul.
That's the thing about Rob Celis. No? You bring him from the elbow, even on that very short corner and anywhere around the paint, he can find a way to score, and he's very crafty at it. I feel, apart from the other guys that's been very good on the elbow, he's just one of the tops when it comes to pinch post action, because he's got good footwork, he's got good vision, he got a couple of dribble to try and attack a downhill.
Sablay yung kanya unang free throw. Averaging over 11 points per ball game this season. LGR, the official outfitter of the Mpbl, coming out empty on that trip.
So far in this game, only has a couple of field goals in the first half.
Miranda receives it from Felix Apreco.
Better energy here by Mecauayan. That's the shot.
Offensive foul against AJ Miranda.
Well, they had the movement. I felt the activity was very sharp. They had a lot of ping to their passes. Pero itong screen yung moving. Tama naman yung tawag.
Hinabol niya.
Hinabol niya, right. Technically, hindi niya binigyan ng space para maiwasan siya ni Kyle.
Oo. Paranada. Pass to the outside, Robbie Celis. Not Coseo, inserted early here in the third.
Oh my goodness.
Empty corner, wala. Celis working hard on the glass. And he puts it back in. This is now the biggest lead of the Cowboys.
For Art de la Cruz being named an All-Star reserve hits differently, especially now that he gets to play in front of their home crowd. As a veteran, malalim ang gratitude niya. Nakakasabay pa rin siya sa younger generation, especially dito daw sa Mpbl that gets deeper and tougher every year. Malaking bagay sa akin na makasabay pa rin, he said, and at the same time, guidance na rin to sa mga bata sa team when they look at me. And he continues to lead by example against Negros. Art pulled down an impressive 16 rebounds. Proof na kahit veteran na, willingness at sipag pa rin ang puhunan. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Lyra. At age 34 years old, still going strong. To si Art de la Cruz. It's gone by in the third. Already with 10 double-doubles this season, including 6 straight to start off the year. That's a good sign for Meycauayan Marilao. Jason Apolonio with a stick back.
Well, the good sign there is nakakuha sila ng second chance opportunities. But if you talk about half-court execution, I'm sure si Coach Tantan Banal would want to get more, especially defensively. You got a 3 here by Kyle Paranada. We talked about both these teams not shooting the ball very well. First made 3 in the third for the Cowboys.
De La Virgen nakawala. Lays it in. Lead down to 12.
So far, ganyan na nangyayari in terms of scoring. If it's not offensive rebounding for Mecauayan, it's, you know, single create. The guy with the ball trying to find a way to score. How crafty is Art de la Cruz?
Just felt the bump and threw it up.
Nobody switched over to that lift by Kyle Paranada. Might be one. They are challenging yung 3-point shooting ni Kyle, but if it's free, if you're Kyle, you gotta take it.
Vice Mayor Jave Diaz. Very appreciative of the support here. 3 minutes gone by in the third. Lamang na ng 14 ang Ilagan Isabela.
This is like my third time here in Ilagan. And I might say this is a very humble and respectful, you know, city. Ano? Lahat ng mga nakakausap natin dito, very entertaining, very politely talking to us. Even at the hotel, even if you go outside, and which is why, you know, this is a place that's really good for basketball. Sa mga fans, ganda na suporta.
Agent Miranda, dati lang sinusuportahan. Lays it in. 47-35. Still an uphill climb para sa Meycauayan. Free throw line jumper by Art. Back is zone miss.
Boy, the Gems are a little bit confused right now, Ken. Defensive coverages, the energy, in my opinion, has not been so good. They have not recovered from that flat start. It is his first game. I'm sure he's getting a feel of his teammates, of the game, the times that they were able to play the passing lanes. Kita mo, even outside, nobody's getting free. That's been the challenge, really, for the Gems. They're getting ball movement, but every time, there's a guy right in front. Clock winding once again.
2 seconds left. Miranda forced to take a difficult shot. And Paranada comes away with a miss.
And I think that best describes the situation right now of Mecauayan. They've really been forced into difficult, you know, shot attempts with the clock winding.
Naives shot fake. Inside, Cosejo, the teardrop. Cañal inside, cleans it up and puts it in. Cañal is down on the floor.
Well, they got to keep on playing.
Cowboys have the numbers. De La Cruz, bumped by Argente.
Mecauayan now is, the coaching staff is up in arms. You know, thinking that there should have been a foul called on that drop by...
Upon review, foul on number 9, Sean Argente, penalty his first. There was an unsportsmanlike foul on number 18, Art de la Cruz. Also his first personal foul.
Okay.
All right. So they called an unsportsmanlike on Art. on that Miles Cañal incident, and then they call a regular foul on Sean Argente.
Yung foul ni Art, it came dun sa mid basket na nung Meycauayan. So 2 free throws for Art de la Cruz because of the foul by Sean Argente, and then we go to the other end, 2 free throws for Miles Cañal, and the possession going to Meycauayan. Malinaw na ba?
Yeah. Pero ang nagiging challenge really for Marilao is yung shot making nila from 3. I feel that's the one thing, because every time they make their threes, it spreads the floor, forces long closeouts, and allows for guys like AJ Miranda to try and drive inside. Because in the absence of the 3-point shooting of Sean Argente, then AJ, if he goes down inside the paint, is gonna contend with a lot of defenders.
Art sinks in both. Nagkaatuwaan dito mga taga-Ilagan. De la Cruz with 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Cañal getting jeered by this crowd inside.
Miles Cañal, always the competitor that he is. He's one tough cookie, I tell you.
Kaya na naman din siya dinala dito during the window. Giving them toughness underneath.
Yes.
Added ceiling.
Just that presence inside the paint.
Lead is just at 9 points. Past the halfway point on the third.
There's a zipper. They'll get a stagger. See, nothing's happening. They're not getting that open space. Every window closed.
At Roseo operating down low. Gets the basket plus the foul.
This is a hard grind basketball for a Mecauayan. You're down 7. At the very least, you're getting very close to the paint. In this instance, Nat Cosejo, I think it's at 4 points ba in this game? And 5 na.
Yeah, the 3.
Oh yeah, the 3 earlier. They only made 3 so far in the game for Mecauayan.
Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Mecauayan's gonna need a spark in this game, especially here in the latter part of the third quarter.
Lead is just down to 7 though. From a high of 14 points. Art de la Cruz. Inside, Robbie Celis. With a deep seal and finish.
Alam mo yung rise ng big man, the drop of the other big man, a high-low situation involving Art, Rob Celis, and Jasper Ayaay has caused problems in paint defense by Mecauayan. Nalilito na sila kung sinong i-cover. But Nat Cosejo has been very consistent. He's the guy that's least guarded right now for Mecauayan. They are allowing him to take those shots.
All of his 7 points coming here in the third quarter. Another foul against the Gems. More free throws.
Sean Argente, I think is good for 3 or 4 3-point shot makes in a game.
Para nada, 2 more free throws because penalty na ang Mecauayan.
Because at this point, Ken, Mecauayan, their top 3-point shooter in Sean Argente, who normally gets 40% of his shots from there, is right now has not made any 3. And he's only attempted once. Why? Because the defense does not allow him to get a clean look.
Tapos dito pa, pag nasa depensa siya, being physical with him and adding on to his frustrations.
At saka nagiging ano rin siya, in a way, parang point of attack rin siya, no? Para dito sa Cowboys. And he definitely's gotta play both sides. Nice play by Robbie Naive.
Breaking free of that press Kanyal back at the line.
It's always important to get past that first line of defense, get into the middle of the floor, and make the right reads. And Robin Ives, seeing that help coming in, had to drop it off over to Miles, who was running that left side of the floor.
Apat na ang foul ni Chino Mosqueda. He has to take a seat. Miles Kanyal. Game over from Basilan during the trade window. Sablay yung kanya unang free throw.
Tsaka kung titingnan mo, Ken, when you look at the attack of the Ilagan Cowboys, it's not one scorer finding a space, creating off of it. It's guys moving off ball and finding post-ups.
Early pass to Ayay, who can't finish. Poor foul. Penalty na rin ang Ilagan Isabela. Both teams shooting a lot of free throws in this ball game.
And as expected, because they've been, a good part of their attempts have really, for the most part, average in the season, ended up with free throw trips.
Matt Cosejo giving them a lift in this quarter. Free throws have been a problem though, 0 out of 2. Played for Emilio Aguinaldo College under Coach Gerson Cabildes. Nagsama din sila sa Nueva Ecija at Pangasinan. Before ending up here with Meycauayan Marilao. Mintes pareho. Pero last touch si Art de la Cruz. Robbie Celis, just a quick rest. Si Art de la Cruz ang kanyang papalitan. Inbound from the baseline. Cosejo to Kanyal.
There you go, that's the shot. There you go.
AJ Miranda on target from downtown.
One of the cleanest looks that they've seen. The other one being that 3 by Nat Cosejo. And I like that AJ Miranda did not hesitate at all. You're a 3-point shooting team. You gotta go for those attempts.
Under 3 minutes left. 6-point lead for the Cowboys. Celis rejected by Kanyal. Bouncing it off the back of Robbie.
They have a chance to make this a 2-possession game with a make. That's a foul, definitely from behind. Don Gomaru hitting him from behind on that drive by Robin Ive.
Robin Ive also creating an impact here in the third quarter. Argente clearly struggling. Others have picked up the slack. Robin Ive also played a key role for Rizal last season. Pasok yung kanyang unang free throw.
And I thought in that loss against Mindoro, he was one of the most consistent guys in that game for Coach Tantan Banal.
2 for 2. At the line, baba na sa 4 ang kailangan na bulin ng Meycauayan Marilao.
This might just be the closest that they've gotten in quite a while. From a high of 14, they're only down by 4.
Paranada. No airspace. Good Celis. Cross-court pass to Paranada. Lets it fly. Rolls out. Kanyal the rebound.
Oh, you gotta run it now habang hindi pa nakaset up yung defense. Good back pick. Ooh.
It would have been good if he wasn't moving.
Yep. If he would have stayed stationary and just let Kyle take one step. Pinuntahan niya si Kyle, kaya tumama. But I thought he had good intent. It was what's called a hammer play, where you backpick for a wing so that he gets that downhill, maybe drive or 3.
This is a big couple of minutes for Meycauayan. Miranda and Cosejo on the bench. Wala rin si Argente sa loob. Who will they go to here? Behind by 4 points. Ayay took a quick shot, no good.
Yeah.
Tries it again, off the glass and in.
That's been really been the game for Ilagan Cowboys. Inside, high-low, big-to-big passing. If not that, then offensive rebounded. There has not been a dribble down the lane, finish a layup kind of basketball for Ilagan Cowboys.
Patrick Ramos. Still with the rock. Kicks it out to Robbie Naive. Lumapit. Teardrop by Naive. Wala. Kaya ay may tangan ng bola. Pasa sa labas. Don Gumaru. Malakas yung tres. Kanyal blocking Solis from behind.
That one's huge. Miles Kanyal is down again.
At nakahawak na naman sa kanyang mukha.
Well, one, you like that Miles Kanyal ran for that block. Right? Umabol lang siya dun sa sitwasyon na yun eh. Two, now you gotta check, is this really an unspo? There's that block. Try to recover it. There's that little swipe. I don't think there was much.
Foul lang.
Yeah, foul lang. Regular foul.
Kanina, tinawagan na ng sportsmanlike foul si Art. Sa pagkakataong ito, regular foul. Laban kay J-Boy Solis. Flavor of the day, si Miles Kanyal.
The crowd reacting right now to the replay being shown.
He's gonna hear a lot from this crowd as he shoots his free throws.
Oh yes. Pero I want to go back, Ken, to the value of three-point shot making for Mecauayan. They're 2 out of 2 from 3. They are 5 out of 6 inside the paint. Those two combined altogether is enough for them to get a good rhythm, no? And this is clearly what happened here in the third quarter. There you go.
Kanyal, 5 out of 8 from the line. Rex Ramos replaces Robbie Naive. See, they go with a much bigger lineup. Ramos at the free. Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the Mpbl. Scan the QR code to play. Or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Ayay. Pass to J-Boy Solis. One dribble. Leans in.
One. And now they'll go to the line. How about that good defense by Bricks? You know, able to get that deflect. Unfortunately, hindi pumasok yung tira na yun. But prior to that, you have to admire the defense also of the Cowboys, because on that downhill, I thought they already had numbers, speaking of Mecauayan, but they weren't able to make anything of it because naging tight na nga eh. MJ was looking for Bricks to finish. Didn't have a shooter on any side of the floor to try and spray it out.
MJ Ayay, 8 points. Make it 9 after that made free throw. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for MJ Ayay. Malakas yung pangalawa. Rebound tracked down by Apolonio. 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, good chance here.
Miranda against Felebrico.
There you
Same
go.
play. Same play where Sean Argente nailed cold-blooded game winners against Pasig and Pasay. Muli po Ken Pangilinan, Coach Mike Perez, and Lyra Punsalan at courtside. Hello din kay Coach Warren Kapitan and Coach Vincent Harder.
Yes.
Watching this ball game. Paranada. Ebonia providing that screen. Huge third period for Meycauayan. After putting up just 29 points in the first 2 quarters, they come up with 27 in the third. But Art De La Cruz continues his fine play. 20 points. Pushing the lead back up to 6.
Well, immediately negating that 3 made by Sean Argente.
Jeng Serrano commits a foul. Barkley Ebonia getting some minutes here in the fourth. He is joined by TJ Felebrico, Kyle Paranada, Art De La Cruz, and Allen Mina. Paranada leans in. Can't get that one to fall. AJ Miranda comes away with a basketball. Pass to Apolonio. Pulls the trigger. Felebrico falls down. Ebonia comes away with a basketball. Allen Mina, one dribble pull-up from free.
Oh, man.
He knocks it down. Back-to-back triples. Had 17 points, 8 assists against the Negros Hacienderos. All an efficient shooting display. Just want to say hi to his better half, si Maris Victorio. I'm sure she's watching. Miranda nakawala, lays it in. Lead cut down to 7.
Well, quick execution, a lot of sharpness on that cut, and especially on that drive by AJ Miranda. Now you got to stop those scoring outside. One more? No.
Natapik ni Argente. Yun na kay Ebonia. Sticks in that elbow. Ooh! Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Ebonia seemed like he elbowed the chin of Jeric Serrano, and of course Serrano took exception. And you know Jeric Serrano is not the type of player to back down from that.
Yeah.
Upon review, unsportsmanlike foul on number 16, Barkley Ebonia. Unsportsmanlike foul on number 7, Jeric Serrano, his fourth. Disqualifying foul on number 16, Barkley Ebonia.
Ejection from Barkley Ebonia.
And the reaction you're hearing right now is that they're showing this on the video wall here.
Jeric Serrano is public enemy number 1. Hindi na si Miles Cañal.
That is one smile from Tantan Banal that you would love to see. Coach Tantan normally very composed. Hey, look at Coach Tantan Banal. Well, it's Coach Louie right now on the screen, but I'm looking at Coach Tantan. He's just giving that signal to his boys on the floor to stay focused. As right now, this is just a 2-possession game. You're down 5 and you've got the ball with you.
By the way, si Jeric Serrano tinawagan din na ang sportsmanlike foul. He now has 4. Miranda forcing his way in, and he scores. Lead is down to 3.
So what would have been an opportunity to give the Cowboys a 7 or maybe an 8-point lead has now become a 4-point or a 6-point swing by AJ Miranda. It was an easy finish for AJ.
19 points for AJM. 2 minutes gone by in the 4th. Balik sa 3 ang labang ng Ilagan Isabela. Kyle Paranada will trigger it in from the baseline.
Well, you gotta be mindful of the 3-point shooting of Allen Mina and Kyle. Oh, wow.
Mina, the degree of difficulty on that shot makes it anyway for his 8th point. De La Virgen locates Serrano. Hands it off to AJ Miranda. Off the glass and in. AJ Miranda looking to take over. He now has 21 points.
Wow, where would Mecauayan be without these top finishes by AJ Miranda? He's just stepping up to the plate.
Facing off against his former team. Celeste at the post. De La Cruz pops out. Can't stick in the 3. Rebound ends up with MJ De La Virgen.
Well, that's a shot they were willing to give up. Itong Meycauayan, a 3 by Art De La Cruz. See what happens here. Hard screen, short roll.
Lob inside, tapped out of bounds by TJ Felebrico.
Oh, nakita mo si AJ
Argente drives. Will head to the line for 2 shots.
One of the, in my opinion, more in control attempts to finish inside the paint by Sean Argente all game long. Tried to do a shot fake immediately on that chase action. Saw that defense coming, had to go downhill. Saw a space on the right side, stayed in control, decelerated at the right time. Just did not have that English to finish that shot.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
AJM is what? Close to 90% free throw shooter ba? O parang 70 lang. No?
Si Sean,
Si Sean Argente?
74.4.
74. Alright.
2 out of 3 tonight. Mintis yung pangalawa. Celis with a double-double as well. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
Good execution for the Cowboys, what they need. A good defensive stop for the Gems is what they need.
Celebrico.
You gotta be mindful of that high-low.
The left block. De La Cruz locates TJ. Can't finish. Got it back. Ayaay pulls the trigger. Too strong. Paranada comes away with it. Dumps it down low. Art De La Cruz sticks it in. 22 points and 10 rebounds for Art.
And once again, I go back to my point. Those have been the type of paint finishes for the Cowboys. Not dribble downhill, find the space and finish. It's guys finding big men. 3. Oh!
Long 3-point shot from MJ De La Virgen. The 3 starting to fall for Meycauayan in the second half.
And more importantly, if you're Mecauayan, he's liking his rhythm right now, MJ.
Lead down to 1. Under 6 minutes left. Robbie Celis battling down low with Nat Cosejo.
Well, yun talaga yung nagiging atake sa loob ng paint. High-low and a pass to a big man right in front of the rim. This was a good 2-action play. A downhill and a lift from MJ De La Virgen. The downhill pulled the defense of MJ, leaving MJ on that lift free for that 3.
Kanyal comes in for Nat Cosejo. Magpapahinga din muna si AJ Miranda. Celis gives it back to MJ Ayaay. Celebrico against Sean Argente. Ayaay drives, gets the bump from Robbie Naive. Ayaay back at the line.
And that's the thing about the defense of Mecauayan. They ride that downhill straight up, try to get into the paint situation, and they've stayed close. They've challenged those shots. And so far, wala nakukuha ang Ilagan ng that.
MoneyPay, the digital wallet built for the community. Ayaay, sidestep, lays it in! 72-68. We are at the halfway point of the fourth. De La Virgen. Kanyal. Foul drawn against Robbie Celis. That's his third. Fast Break the Game brought to you by Sports Plus, official sportsbook of the Mpbl.
This was really more of positional advantage in my opinion. MJ had a smaller MJ De La Virgen on him, and he had definitely that lane to finish. Nowhere else to go but straight to the cup.
Miranda is back on the floor. He takes the free. Celebrico with a rebound.
That was a good shot. He had the defense going under. You had to take it.
Gumaru.
High-low.
Ayaay providing the screens. Steal by Miranda. Was begging for a foul.
I think are they gonna challenge this?
Out of bounds lang din. Wala namang pito o foul. Yeah, may timeout.
And Ayaay and Art De La Cruz and Art will miss. Good rebound by Mecauayan.
Miranda. Cross over. Lefty finish in traffic. How about that from AJ Miranda?
Boy, just grit by AJ Miranda, refusing to give up.
Celis with a foul.
Well, they're trying to discuss this because they only have one more challenge itong Mecauayan. How about the strong drive by AJ? Past 3 defenders with a left-hand finish. Oh my.
Nagmamakaawa si Robin Ivan na i-challenge eh. Pero iniisip ni Coach Tantan, no? This potentially could go down the wire.
Agree. And I thought that was very smart of Coach Tantan Banal. We're just down one possession. We don't need to waste this one challenge. Maybe we can use it later on. The important thing is for them to play defense.
Nagmintis pa sa free throw si Art. So that turned out to be a good foul. Hits the back end of his free throws, 8 out of 10 at the line. 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists for Art de la Cruz. But just a 3-point ball game. Miranda on some space against Felebrico. Same play, this time Ilagan read it well. Miranda takes the free.
Rebound.
Serrano. Wala. Labanan sa rebound. Nawala kay Serrano. At napunta kay Dondon Gumaru.
Yeah, good effort by the Cowboys right there. Staying in there and waiting for that ball to be secured by them.
Celes far out. Double team comes.
There's that high-low.
Great recovery by Kanyal. But a foul against Miles Kanyal. Both teams are in penalty.
This might be one of the quarters where you see a really good battle inside the paint between these two teams.
Nat Coseo coming back in. So you could really see the trust by Coach Tantan Banal despite Nat Coseo being his first game. Getting some important minutes.
Agree. And he's played quality minutes in the third quarter, no? Where they couldn't find anyone to start scoring, but Nat Coseo has provided them that lift, helping out. So far, TJ makes the first 4-point game.
Felebrico hailing from Meycauayan Isabela. Played for San Sebastian. Immediately after playing out his years with the Golden Stags, less than 2 months after, now part of the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys, giving them a 5-point lead. Argente, umikot, no whistle, thought he got fouled.
Ooh!
But Felebrico careless with a basketball. Argente, open look from 3, no good. Naive off the glass and in. Lead is down to 3.
Boy, I tell you, at that moment, when Robbie Naive secured that offensive rebound, he had a choice to spray it back to Sean Argente, a 40% three-point shooter, or to get the shot on a better percentage make. And I thought he chose wisely.
De La Cruz, top of the key. Balik kay Dondon Gumaru with 5 on the shot clock. Lost it. And gives up a poor foul. Free throws coming up for Meycauayan Marilao.
How about Robbie Naive? If you go back to that play, he tapped that ball from behind. Waited for that right moment. And then that pickup by Agem, then that foul by Don Gumaru.
Steal of the game brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker. Unstoppable sound, ultimate power.
And we knew that this game was gonna get to this. No? Yung half-court set, defensive intensity, battle for the rebounds, not so much of fast breaks. And so far overall, itong Meycauayan, they have shot 60% from from the free throw line rather.
Miranda trickles in the first.
Five out of 6 from the line so far for Agem.
Coming up huge here in the second half. Mintis nga lang yung pangalawa. Just a 2-point ball game. Pressure applied.
Wow.
Last touch si Felebrico. At bola babalik sa Meycauayan Marilao.
Ito yung mga turnover na ayaw mo mangyari, no? You were really just trying to bring the ball up the floor, and then you turn it over. Now's a chance for Meycauayan to try and either tie or get the lead.
Miranda on the right flank. Last 2 minutes brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the Mpbl. Couple of pump fakes. Grabe
Oh man.
almost saved it. But ball will stay with Ilagan.
And Robbie had to take that shot only because he was up there very close. Everybody got covered.
75-73.
Pressure once again from the back.
De La Cruz. Foul. Late whistle.
Oh. Coach Tantan was asking for an 8-second violation.
Isa pa yun.
See this one's here. Well, yeah. Tumama sa kamay.
Late call pero mukhang yun yung tamang tawag.
Oh, yeah. There was a hit on the arm. Kaya nawala yung bola sa kamay ni Art De La Cruz.
The player matchup has lived up to the hype. AJ Miranda, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. The guy on the line, Art De La Cruz, 23 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. 8 out of 10 from the line. His 11th double-double this season. But these are huge free throws coming up. And he makes the first.
And like what we talked about earlier in the matchup, you know, more free throw trips for Art De La Cruz because he loves to camp and operate inside the paint.
2 for 2 at the line, making this a 2-possession ball game.
Still a lot of time.
Miranda against Felebrico. Lost it on the sideline.
But Miles Cañal was quick to pick up AJ Miranda right there, telling him, forget about it, let's move on to the next play. I thought AJ had the right read. He wanted to reject that screen, seeing a right lane free, the inner thirds of the floor, but fumbled it.
Big numbers from both guys, but that was also a costly turnover from AJ Miranda.
It's the stagger away and the stagger down low. Good defense by Mecauayan.
8 segundo sa shot clock ng Ilagan. De La Cruz pumihit, forcing it up and puts it in. Art De La Cruz, 27 points.
This is what makes him a tough cover.
Repeatedly has threatened to either tie or take the lead. Now they have no more timeouts. Ilagan still has 2. Both teams are in penalty. Still a long way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, Mecauayan battled back from a 16-point deficit against Pasig City in the last 2 minutes and a half.
Can't count them out.
Cañal gets it. Miranda matched up against MJ Ayaay. Naive with 5 on the shot clock. Forced to take a challenge free. And De La Cruz secures his 12th rebound.
Tough looking 3 for Robbie Naive. Oh!
Natapik. Felebrico recovers. Cowboys will milk some time.
Yeah, wisely using clock.
6 seconds left. Ayaay. Too strong. Robbie Celis comes out of nowhere. That's his 12th rebound. And these couple of big men for the Cowboys.
Right.
Perhaps there were questions on whether they could coexist. But both of them with a double-double. Robbie Celis, 10 points and 12 rebounds.
And this trio of Rob Celis, Art De La Cruz, and MJ Ayay had combined for 10 offensive rebounds and 27 defensive total rebounds altogether. And those 3 have
operated, in different ways. And it's always a threat on a high-low with these guys, only because they're able to find open spaces and get good receives down in the paint.
Argente left it short. De La Cruz grabs his 13th rebound. And the Cowboys ready to celebrate in front of this gracious crowd. And more importantly, having that foothold of that much coveted number 4 spot in the North Division. An incredible game. AJ Miranda, they fell short, but he finishes with 24 points. What a ball game this was. Both teams left their heart out in this one, Coach Mike.
And then clearly, we kind of had a sense that it was going to go down to half-court execution, defensive stops, and even free throw shot making. I thought those...
An all-star this season for the Cowboys. Our final score, 73 for the Meycauayan Gems and 80 for the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. They improved to 13-7, creating separation for the race for that number 4 spot in the North. And Art is standing by courtside with Lyra.